Hello everyone. Today I am going to be comparing my direct air vacuum to my clean air vacuum, and I am going to show you how these two vacuums are the same. I'm going to show you how they're different despite my red one being a clean air and my blue one being a direct air. I'm going to explain to you the pros and cons of direct air and clean air vacuum cleaners. Now, first off, I'll start with this one here, my direct air model. This is a Dirt Devil Featherlight bagged. It has 10 amps, and I've had this for about 3 years. It's a pretty good vacuum, and it is a direct air model. So, a couple things about direct air vacuums. Everything that you vacuum up will go right to the fan, and then once it passes through the fan, it'll go up the tube, and then it'll get blown into the bag. So before anything goes through the bag, it has to pass through the fan first. And with direct air vacuums, you always want to be aware of what you're sucking up. If you suck anything, anything that you suck up that is really hard, like rocks, screws, bolts, nails, anything that is really, really hard, that can damage your fan, especially if you have a plastic fan in your direct air vacuum. You are at high risk of damaging your fan, so never suck anything up really hard with a direct air vacuum. You are at risk of damaging your fan, and who knows how easy it'll be to replace the fan. With this vacuum here, it's almost impossible. That doesn't mean you can't get a fan, but it's kind of hard to, because Dirt Devil doesn't make fans for these no more. This vacuum is like from 1999. It's like really old, so you never want to suck anything up that will damage your fan with a direct air machine. Always be careful what you suck up with these. Before you're vacuuming, maybe pick up anything that's hard on the floor before you vacuum, because you can damage your fan. Another thing about these direct air vacuums, these have small motors, while these clean air vacuums have bigger motors. Being the fact that these have smaller motors, they draw much less current than these do. So, if you're looking for a vacuum that you don't want to draw much current, I would probably stick with direct air, because these don't draw as much current as these do. And that can be good on your electric bill. So that's one reason why you might want to stick to direct air. Another thing about direct air vacuums, the way these are designed, they are not going to be as powerful as clean air vacuums are. Now, this does not mean that all direct air vacuums do not have any power at all. That is not what I'm saying. What I mean is, direct air vacuums are basically, they have a crappy design. It's not the same. With this one here, everything you suck up, it'll go up the hose, and then it'll get blown into the bag or the dirt cup. So the clean airs have a much better design, which makes the vacuum more powerful, and that is why clean airs usually have more power than direct airs. Although these two vacuums here, they clean equally, so there's no differences with the cleaning on these vacuums. That is one thing that is the same on these. Even though this is direct air, that's clean air, these still clean equally. Usually it all varies on the vacuum brand. But yeah. Something else about direct air vacuums, these are known to have poor filtration, because all you have, or all this one has, is just a bag. And unless you have a bagless machine which has a HEPA filter, then you might have good filtration. But again, the way direct airs are designed, they're not going to have a sealed system. It's kind of hard to have a sealed system when you have direct air. Because again, these literally have the crappiest design where everything you suck up goes through the fan and then up a tube into the bag or dirt cup. It's just not the best design for good filtration, in my opinion. Again, that doesn't necessarily mean your vacuum's not going to have much power. Like I just said, that does not apply to all direct air models. It applies to some. It doesn't apply to this one, because this is a pretty good vacuum. This is a good old Dirt Devil. This is a very powerful direct air. So that does not mean this one. I just mean that direct airs usually have less power than clean airs do, because they're designed differently. But again, that's not the case with this one, because this one has good power, because it was built with care. So yeah, those are a couple things on the direct air. And again, with direct air, most of the time, you have a hose that you have to hook up to here in order to use your cleaning tools. And a lot of people might find that inconvenient. Although honestly, I find it kind of cool. Usually, with clean air vacuums, you already have the hose connected. Although, with both of these vacuums, you are required to connect the hose. Although this one is not direct air. Direct air vacuums, suction also comes from the bottom here. This one here doesn't do that. Suction doesn't come from here. It comes from up here. This is clean air, the suction comes from up here. This one here, suction comes from down here. So with direct air, suction's coming more from the bottom. Clean air, suction's coming more from upward. Again, they're different. They're differently designed. Not to mention with clean air, and this is how it gets its name. With clean air, everything you suck up, once you suck it up, it goes through the hose. Then it goes into the bag or dirt cup. Then it's going to run through the filter. And what the filter does is it traps 99.99% of that dirt you suck up, and it prevents it from going back into the air you breathe. And this is great for those who have allergies or anything. If you sneeze a lot, then I would recommend you get a clean air, because, especially, this is why you got to maintain your filter, take care of your filter, because clean airs usually have better filtration than direct airs do. I'm not saying that no direct airs have good filtration. Some do. Some don't. But most of the time, it's more commonly clean airs that have better filtration than direct airs. Again, these are designed differently. These are designed a little better. Again, you have a filter that will trap all the dirt, keep it from escaping, and then you'll have exhaust coming out here, which is clean air. Again, unless your filter is really dirty, or unless you're not even using the filter at all in it, then you might have dust coming out of here. But other than that, you have the filter in there. It's going to trap all that dirt, and you're going to have some clean air. So usually these will have better filtration than these will. Just an FYI. Now again, maybe you're lucky and you have a good bag or a good filter for your direct air. Now, if this is the case, then your direct air machine might have good filtration. You never know. But again, it's more so common with clean airs to have the best filtration. And that's just as long as you keep up with your filter maintenance. You have to maintain this filter in order to have the best filtration. You need to clean this out with your shop vac, maybe blow it out. If it's washable, you can wash that, because if you don't wash your filter, all that dirt's going to build up in your filter, and it's going to block airflow, which will cause you to have low suction to no suction at all. So you always want to make sure your filter's clean, so you'll have good power, and so it'll trap all the dirt, and nothing will go to the motor. So always keep that in mind with your clean air vacuums that have a filter inside it, or they might have multiple filters. Always make sure they're clean. Again, with these clean airs, they give out more current because they have bigger motors, but they do produce cleaner air than direct airs do. This could blow dirty exhaust. This could blow cleaner exhaust. Again, these two are not designed the same. Way different designs with both of these. Yeah, they both clean good, but they have totally different designs. Alright? Although, again, this is kind of direct air styled because you have to hook up the hose to it. But again, you're not getting your suction from down here. With direct air, your suction is coming from the bottom. With this one, you're not getting your suction from the bottom. You're getting it from up here in this tube area. That's where all your suction's coming from. So that's how you know this is a clean air, not direct air. Again, unlike this one, suction comes from the bottom. See that hole down there? That's where suction comes from. So, this suction's from the bottom of this one. That tells you, okay, this one is direct air. But you know that there's no suction coming from the bottom. It's coming from up here. And that's how you know it's clean air. See, if you take this off, if you look inside there, you can see that just shows you the brush roll. So you know there is absolutely no suction coming from here. It's coming from this hose. So on this one, that's how you're getting your suction. It's different than this one is. Now you'll notice with a clean air vacuum like this one, this hose is already connected to the vacuum. This hose, you don't have to connect it. You can see it's already connected. So this one is designed where you don't have to connect the hose because it's already connected, unlike that one. But again, this one and that one are both clean air. This one direct air. So don't let this one confuse you and think, oh, this red one's direct air because you have to connect the hose. Actually, no. Because remember, you're not getting any suction from the bottom. It still comes from up here. That's how you know this is clean air. And another FYI about the direct air, if you do end up sucking up something really hard and you destroy your fan, again, you're going to have a very loud sounding vacuum. And that can harm your bearings. And, oh man. Good luck finding a new fan if you can. It can be difficult. Again, this depends on your vacuum, how old it is, the brand, and everything. With mine here, it can be pretty hard to find a new replacement fan. That's why I watch what I'm picking up with this. So, for all of you, keep that in mind also. If you have a direct air vacuum, do not pick up anything hard, or you are in danger of potentially damaging your fan. Because with direct airs, everything you suck up, before it goes to the bag or dirt cup, it passes through the fan first. With this one, it doesn't do that. This one, it goes through the hose and then in the dirt cup or bag. See, these two are designed differently. Alright? These are designed way differently. Alright? Yeah. And a fun fact, a lot of older vacuums are usually direct air styled. Again, not all. But, you know, like the Hoover Elites, older Dirt Devil Fairlights like mine here, the Kirby's, those are all direct air. And the Oryx too, those are direct air. While models like these, the Dirt Devil Featherlight Bagless, Dirt Devil Self-Propelled Vision, and see all my Bissell vacuums here. These here are all clean air machines. This one here is my only direct air model. The rest of these are all clean air machines. So with these, nothing passes through the fan. It goes through the hose. But with this one, it goes through the fan first before going into the bag. So that's a quick tutorial about direct air versus clean air. Another thing, sometimes direct air vacuum cleaners can be very loud. Like this one here. This is a very loud vacuum. This one right here is not as loud. It is still a little bit loud, but it's not that loud. This one is more quieter. Because again, it's designed differently. And these also take the same belt. See? Same belt. So yeah, those are a couple comparisons between direct air and clean air. Maybe you just learned something from watching my video, and I hope you did. I might have missed out on some things, but I did mention the basics. So that's really the most important, is the basics. So you know the main differences between these two now. You know this one, dirt goes through the fan. This one, dirt doesn't go through the fan. It goes through the hose. You know? Not to mention, with clean air, even when you're not in hose mode, you're still vacuuming, the dirt still will go through the hose. With this one, it does that. This one, it's not going to do it unless you connect the hose. But again, this one, it goes through the fan, then up the tube, then into the bag. So yeah, those are differences between these. Again, if you have a clean air with the hose already connected, then you're going to have all the dirt going up the vacuum through the hose, then into the dirt cup, and through the series of filters. Again, with this one, since it's a little different, it'll go through this hose here, then up here, then into the dirt cup. But we know it's still clean air because the suction is coming from this area rather than the bottom, like this one does. So yeah, I do hope you learned a little bit of something from this. Feel free to tell me your thoughts on what you think of direct air vacuums versus clean air again. Hopefully I taught you something. And yeah, just be sure to have a great day, everyone, and I will talk to you later. And there's one last thing I totally forgot to do. Why consider this to be a vacuum video if I don't even run these? Let's go. There's that one. Then here's this one. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to have a nice day.